From LALATE headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Afternoons LALATE.
It's a big Afternoons LALATE broadcast with incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check of 2021 today. In this recording, we go over that monthly stimulus check that starts the month of July, how much you're going to get and when you're going to get it, and the breaking news impacting across the board. Then in the second half of this recording, we go over the fifth stimulus package and why the fifth stimulus package, which will raise your benefits up if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security and Railroad benefits, and veterans benefits, may also get an additional raise on top of that. We have all the breaking news as well. And then big breaking news from the White House, as the White House sees not one, but several moves to get fourth stimulus to the finish line. I have the breaking news from Yellen, from Biden, and from a super PAC, all at issue. It's a big day. I'm really excited you're here. Let's get to the news. This is Afternoons LALATE. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Afternoons LALATE with your fourth stimulus check updated 2021. Great news across the board on this monthly stimulus check. It's coming up first in this recording. At the second half of the recording, we go over the fifth stimulus package and that incredible lift for SSI and why you could see upwards of a 5, 10, nearly 20% add-on on top of that. And then we have breaking news in the middle of this recording about big details. Corporate America reported earnings and they were through the roof today. But a dark money group is putting $2 million to pass the stimulus package. What is a dark money group? And why are they putting money to get the stimulus package out the door? We'll explain. Then Ford gets a visit from the President of the United States for a new EV vehicle. Housing starts were down. I'll explain that impact on fourth stimulus. And Janet Yellen, your Treasury Secretary, spoke at the Department and Chamber of Commerce talking about fourth stimulus today as well. It's a great day. I'm really excited for you. If you're new to LALATE, this is LALATE, the 24-hour day, 7 days a week financial news channel. From Wall Street to Main Street, from crypto to stimulus, I got it all covered for you during the day. And after this, in 2 hours from now, is Evenings LALATE, so join me then. But if you've not subscribed, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers now. Congratulations. A YouTube record, 1 year in just a few days. Wow. Let's head to 1 million subscribers. Also, like this video. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP. Let's get to the breaking news right now. The fourth stimulus is heating up. It's a two-step, 2-month process currently underway in the House and Senate. And there's a proposal from the House and a proposal from the Senate that is monthly, but the number of months is the big twist. The House proposal provides stimulus checks for the remainder of the pandemic plus 1 year. The Senate proposal provides stimulus checks from July to December. The House proposal provides more per month, more money the first month, $2,000, but then $1,000 thereafter, whereas the Senate amount is unknown. Word on the street is the Senate amount is this. Wow. $2,000 a month over 6 months, $12,000 an individual. Or $1,400 a month over 6 months, $8,400 an individual. Incredible big details. Now, why are there breaking news developing details about this today? It's not so much the Senate proposal at issue, but the House proposal. That pandemic plus 1 year calculation is getting a major twist today again. It started last Thursday when the CDC lifted the mask mandate, saying that if you're fully vaccinated, you can go inside unless it's changed differently at your local jurisdiction. The president lifted the mask mandate on Friday on White House grounds, and then over the weekend and yesterday, corporate America, Lowe's, Home Depot, also CVS and Trader Joe's lifted the mask mandate unless required by your local jurisdiction. Today, when we now know that in the state of New York, Governor Cuomo has lifted the mask mandate for the full state of New York starting Wednesday. So it shows you how quickly it's moving. And in California, Governor Gavin Newsom, Democrat, will be lifting it on June 15th. What does this mean for you? It means that the pandemic, for legislative purposes, may be done and likely will be done for legislative purposes when they get the bill to a vote in July. And that means that the House proposal won't give you stimulus checks for the pandemic plus 1 year, just 1 year, because the pandemic may be over. So with that calculation, the House proposal would be 1 year at about $1,000 a month, about $13,000 over 1 year. And the House and the Senate proposal would be 6 months at potentially $12,000. So if you're in the live chat just after about 3:15 on the West Coast, 6 o'clock on the East Coast, jump to the live chat and say Senate versus House. Which one do you like in lieu of the breaking news? Senate or House? And let's continue more with that. So who's going to get it? You're going to get it. If you got the third stimulus check, you get the fourth stimulus check. Single individual makes less than $75,000, you get the fourth stimulus check. $150,000 or less, you get the stimulus check. Actually, two of them, a married couple. And household 4 or less, yes, you get 4 times the stimulus check of the fourth stimulus package. And then finally, if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, congratulations, you get the fourth stimulus check. Remember, I'm a news reporter. I just report the news. I'm not a legislator. I don't make representations. They do. And they represent the vote would be in July. That means that the first check would land in the month of July for the month of July and continue month after month thereafter. Is there any taxes on this? No, it's not income. Is there a different stimulus check amount for children or adult dependents? Nope, same amount for everyone else. And how are they doing this? A reconciliation process, a 2-bill, 2-step, 2-month process currently underway that provides you that monthly stimulus check, the biggest single payout you've ever seen in the history of this channel, starting in the month of July. I have more breaking news about what happened with Yellen and Biden today in lieu of that fourth stimulus coming up in the second half of this recording. But let me give you a preview of what's also coming up in the second half of this recording. Big details about fifth stimulus as we now start to see more suggestions in advance of Wednesday's Fed minutes being released that the interest rate for the inflationary rate this fall may be far more than 2%. Remember, fifth stimulus is incredible relief. It changes SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, and veterans benefits, and survivor benefits by raising it up lifetime. Amen. Wonderful, great news. But we're not done there. They add an inflationary benchmark, and now there's new indications that that could raise your benefits through the roof. I have all those incredible details in the second half of this recording, so stay with me. This is a jam-packed 30-minute recording with a lot of money I have to get you, and it's starting right now. Get a pen and paper out. There's a lot of money available, and it's coming from the government. Why? Because when third stimulus passed, I told you that the way we do on this channel is we don't track checks, we cash checks. And cashing checks has started for viewers of this channel. Sending me DMs and private messages saying, thank you, LALATE, I got that money. Thank you for telling me to go get it. What is it? It's rent, utilities, homeowners assistance, mortgage assistance, and also the incredible utilities for homeowners, in addition to SNAP. And where is it? Let's go over all the details. I hope you have a pen and paper. Let's get to the details, starting with the rent. It's about $5,000 if you apply for it, about 4 to 6 months of rent for an individual. Incredible, great news. So where do you get it? City Hall, City Housing Authority. County Hall, County Housing Authority. State Hall, State Housing Authority. The key words you're saying are rent assistance because of COVID. You don't say stimulus, and you don't say stimulus check. You just say rent assistance because of COVID. You can also say Biden's Economic Recovery Act. Yes, it's about $5,000, about 4 to 6 months of rent. You can also get a couple $100 to $1,000 or so on top of that for utilities, and also money for mortgage assistance, and also homeowners utilities. Next is SNAP. What is SNAP? SNAP is an incredible success story of this channel. I've had tens of thousands of viewers get SNAP, and it's just absolutely been incredible. If you qualify for a stimulus check, you likely qualify for SNAP. How do you get it? You reach out to the Department of Agriculture. What is it? It's money for food. It's money for food. So you can call 211, and they'll connect you with the Department of Agriculture. How much is it? It's a lot. It's a lot of money. Here's an example. A family of 4 in Hawaii is now getting upwards of $16,000 a year because of SNAP. Here's the example and why it's at so much money. A Biden executive order and a Trump executive order both lifted it 15% for 1 year. So now that family of 4 in Hawaii getting $16,000 approximately a year. This is incredible. We're only 10 minutes of this recording and I got you $16,000 approximately for SNAP in Hawaii, $5,000 for rent Anywhere else? Wow, incredible, great news. But here comes a reality check. And reality check number one is the following: that rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and utility assistance for homeowners won't be offered in the fourth stimulus package. By all accounts, Democrats and Republicans don't want to offer it again, and Democrats don't have support behind it because the eviction moratorium and mortgage forbearance are also going away. Reality check. The notion when passing the third stimulus package in the spring was they wanted to give you money for rent and utilities so that when the pandemic's over, you're caught up on your bills and that they don't need the eviction moratorium anymore. Meaning that if you're past due on your rent, here's money to get you caught up on your rent to make you whole and have us come out of the pandemic. Incredible, great news. Which brings me to two donut moments. Incredible details about donut moments, and they're happening right now. Donut moment number one is incredible, where states have now been returning thousands of dollars to its citizens. Let's go over the great details. If you had received unemployment benefits and were overpaid by your state due to a computer malfeasance, the states are now returning that money back to you. Here's what at issue. The Department of Labor has ordered states to return thousands of dollars back to you, which you return to them. Let's go over what happened. States have sometimes had computer malfeasance during the pandemic and overpaid you unemployment benefits to no fault of your own, and then asked you to repay it back to them, which you did. Well, the federal government has stepped in and said that was an error. They should not, the states, have ordered you to return the money. They've been ordered to return the money back to you. So congratulations, you don't have to do anything for this money. It lands automatically in your account on file with your Department of Unemployment. And it's coming in different stages depending on what state you are in. Reach out to your respective state for that routing time. Then more money landing this time in the mailbox, and this time instead from the federal government through the month of May, with total payments being dialed out in the month of May. They'll be done in 3 phases, which I'm going to go over in 1 second. What is this money? Unemployment taxes is being returned back to you. This is for individuals who file a 2020 tax return, pay taxes to the federal government on their unemployment, and are now getting returned back to them from the federal government. It's thousands and thousands of dollars. It's coming generally in the mailbox in a beige or white envelope with a beige check in it from Department of Treasury or IRS with the subject line refund. It may also land in your direct deposit account if that's what's on file on your 2020 tax return. How much money are you getting? Here's an example. If you had $9,000 of unemployment assistance in 2020, your total tax bill to the IRS was $5,000, of which $4,000 was the taxes on that unemployment. You're getting the $4,000 back from IRS. All right, so now let's get to those phases. Who's getting paid first? Phase 1, identified by IRS now, we learn, is individuals with a single tax filing, no dependence on the tax return. That's what they call a simple tax return. No dependents, no other tax refunds on the tax return, and a single filer. You're getting paid early part of this week, got paid last week. Then phase 2 starts later this week into next week. That's for single filers with dependents on the tax return and any other type of complicated issues on a personal single tax filer's return. And then phase 3 is getting paid the end of May, the last week of May, and that is joint filers like husband and wives. Incredible, great news across the board. So let's go to the breaking news that impacts your fourth stimulus today and impact all the fifth stimulus at issue. Well, we already heard that Governor Cuomo on Monday said that the mask mandate is being lifted in his state of New York on Wednesday. But in New Jersey, Governor Phil Murphy said that he is not lifting the mask mandate, so he's not particularly clear. Interesting detail, because we're trying to figure out when the pandemic's over for calculating how many months of checks there may be under a House proposal. Very fascinating. Of course, California, the mask mandate is gone in June 15th. But here's a really surprisingly dark turn. Why is it a dark turn? Because a dark money group, I'm not making up this term, that's what it's called, a dark money group has reportedly spent $2 million to get the fourth stimulus package passed. I am not making this up, and that is not my terminology. It's actually called a dark money group. Why is it called a dark money group? Because the group's donors do not have to be disclosed publicly, and they will not be disclosed publicly. So who are they taking aim at? They're taking aim at moderate Democrats, trying to ensure that they stay on party lines with Chuck Schumer to pass the two-step, two-bill, two-month process bills on time. Ooh, So what is this dark money group doing? They are running Facebook and social media ad campaigns targeting Joe Manchin, Kristen Sinema, both Democrats, Lisa Murkowski, Republican, Pat Toomey, and Shelley Moore Capito. Wow, very fascinating. If you've seen any of these dark ads, send them to me. I don't know if they look dark. They're called dark money ads. Meantime, to get pushed behind his fourth stimulus package, the president's doing what any good president would do, which is, because the fourth stimulus package talks about EV vehicles, electric vehicles, he's going to Ford today, because tomorrow is the grand debut of the highly publicized, very interesting Ford electric pickup, F-150 pickup, which is electric, called the Lightning, to promote its rollout tomorrow, Wednesday, to the American people for purchase, and to promote his own fourth stimulus package. The president's going to Ford today, and that promotion is both sides helping one another. Ford reacted to the news about the president using the rollout of the Ford pickup to pass a stimulus package by saying this: "The fact that the president's coming shows the commitment and interest of our government in the electrification of the auto industry. The fact that we're talking America's favorite vehicle and we're electrifying is really a huge exclamation point. There hasn't been a loss of anyone, including the president of the United States." Whatever gets your stimulus package, as we said, the tow truck is going over the finish line. Well, I guess maybe today it won't be the tow truck; it'll be the F-150. The Lightning electric F-150 is pulling your fourth stimulus over the finish line, is perhaps what Ford will say. Then more indication of why we need fourth stimulus, because the housing starts came out today and they were not good. They were not good, and this is no surprise as the price of lumber goes to the roof. Single-family housing starts dropped 13% in April compared to March. This is really bad. This was the fastest drop in 15 years. Not good. 15%, 15% of builders say they're laying the concrete foundation for new homes and leaving it there. They're not framing it there. Why? Because lumber is up 100, 200, 300%, so it costs them triple to frame the house. They're just leaving the concrete foundation there. Meantime, Janet Yellen spoke about your fourth stimulus this morning, and she talked about the need to raise the corporate tax rate. Now, this is where mixed messaging kicks in, but let me explain it to you in a second. So this is what she said. "With corporate taxes at a historical low, we believe the corporate sector can contribute to this effort by bearing its fair share. We propose simply to return the corporate tax rate to historical norms. Workers, particularly low-wage earners, have seen wage growth over several decades." This is where mixed messaging really kicks in. And while she's not clear on her number, she's not giving you a corporate tax rate number. Here's what you need to know: is the president made the best statement you could ever have for fourth stimulus just a few days ago, where he said, as to the corporate tax rate, deal. He had proposed 28 to 29%, the president, for corporate tax rate. Moderate Democrats did not like that, thought it was too high. The current tax rate was 21. They thought that was too low. So they wanted it in the middle, around 25%. And he said, deal. Now, Yellen's getting a little bit mixed message because she's seeming to sound like she's retracting the other way. She's not. She's just saying we need the corporate tax rate higher than 21%, which almost 100% of all Democrats agree that the current corporate tax rate is too low. But they don't agree that 28% is correct. That's why the president's great news earlier just a few days ago was that make the deal, let's do it in the middle, and there we go. Fourth stimulus heating up, but also heating up is money for rent, utilities, food, internet, and more. Reach out to the volunteers on the community page. The community page is in the description to this video. It's at news.la.com/community. If you go into the description of this video, you'll see an emoji of a house. Next to that house is a link to news.la.com/community. It's a web page. It sends you to a web page that has a series of cats on the page. There is a list of volunteers who can help you for rent, utilities, and mortgage assistance, and more. Reach out to one or a few of them to help you get that money. They can't help you on taxes nor unemployment, but they'll help you on everything else. And guess what? I got big news for you about this stimulus coming up after this commercial break, and more details about fourth stimulus. Very, very exciting news. But first, here's a little bit about the community page. If you need help with rent or utilities, these viewers, just like you, have stepped forward to help you. That's how we do it as the Purple Power, helping one another's, and I'll be back in 60 seconds. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities.
That's at newsla.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE.
And the excitement continues right now on Afternoons LA with big updates about your fourth stimulus check 2021 coming up in this recording. More coming up, and also fifth stimulus in just a second. But first, this is LA. How are you? 400,000 subscribers. Wow, what an achievement. 1 year and just a few days, away we go, a YouTube record. Let's head to 1 million. Let's do it. Tell people to come on over. Share these videos on Facebook, Reddit, Instagram. Share them everywhere. Tell everyone to come over. This is a channel helping you get money from day one, and others helping one another. It's a spirit of the Purple Power. So subscribe, the best community and the nicest group of people there are. Also like this video, and if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP, the link's at the top of the chat and in the pinned comment. Boy, fifth stimulus is really heating up with a series of major developing details, and now we're seeing that fifth stimulus could be the biggest payday you've ever seen that changes your life for SSI and SSDI. What's going on? So fifth stimulus is in the fall. It's September. It's a two-step, 2-month process, just like fourth stimulus. Starts in September, and away they go. What are they going to add in there? Just like the fourth stimulus checks, which the Democratic caucus will add to the fourth stimulus package, fifth stimulus will add the SSI and SSDI reform. Let's go over the details of it broadly, and let's go over the analysis that's still unfolding, and it's going to continue to unfold tomorrow. So that reform will add new benefits, remove the asset limits, add an inflationary benchmark, remove the income exclusion, and then remove the marriage penalty. All right, let's go over these details, and I'll slow it down for you. First, who's going to get these benefits changed? You are. So if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, survivor benefits, the legislators represent, they're going to raise your benefits up to a big new number. That is your big new number going forward. And if you're on multiple benefits, all of your benefits will be raised. Then they'll tie your benefits to inflation. Now, what does that mean, tying your benefits to inflation? Every December, you get a letter saying next year your check will go up $10, $20, $100. Sometimes it says it's not going up at all. It's going to go up. It's going to be the same. What are they doing? They're tying it to a benchmark, which in the past has been COLA, which doesn't move. Now it's going to be tied to inflation. Now, inflation does move. The big question, which we've been trying to battle over the last few weeks on this channel, is what is going to be the inflation rate in December when they send that letter out? Everyone believes it's at least 2 to 4%. Federal Reserve, Janet Yellen, myself, everyone believes it's at least 2 to 4%. So that means they would first raise your benefits up, and then if it's, let's say, 4%, they'd raise it up another 4%. The way benefits works are they raise them up, and then next year, they don't step them down. There's no step down. They either go up or they stay the same. If the year after that it goes up 2% inflation, then another 2%. If the year after that's flat, 0% inflation, it stays the same, never steps down. Very easy to understand. Here is why inflation through the roof could absolutely send your benefits through the roof lifetime. It's incredible, great news. Here's what's going on. A week ago, last week on Friday, Jeremy Siegel, leading economist and professor at Business School of Wharton, says that he thought the inflationary rate would be 20%. Yesterday, one of the Fed heads out of Georgia has a tracking tool which tracks consumer spending. He said the first quarter of this year, this Fed head out of Georgia, it was 4% growth. He's expecting 10% growth in December. 10% growth is not 2% inflation. That is a lot more inflation. Let's say he's right, and then inflation comes in at, let's say, 6% in December. That's incredible great news, because they would raise your benefits up and then go up another 6%. We're going to know more about these inflationary rates in the next few days and few weeks. Here's what's going on. The Federal Reserve does not want to say inflationary rates are high because it will cause the markets to crash. So even if inflation is going to be high later this year, they're not going to say that. They won't do that. So when the Fed's minutes are released tomorrow from last meeting, they're likely to say the inflation rate will stay under or below 2.5%. People don't believe that at this point. They really do believe that the inflation rate is much higher, even that Fed chair out of Georgia. So this is incredible great news. Lifting your benefits up and then tie it to inflation, which, as we'll track on this channel over the next few weeks, may go a lot higher than 4%. And if that's the case, your benefits go higher. Lifetime. Incredible great news. Then they're going to remove the asset cap. It's dating back to a 1980s law that says you can't keep more than $2,000 on hand for some individuals. It's going to be gone. They're going to remove the income cap, dating back to a 1980s, 60s law that says you can't work and stay on benefits. It's going to be gone. So if you want to work, make $1,000, $2,000 a month, you can, and they'll allow you to do it and still stay on benefits. And finally, the marriage penalty, really one of the worst things ever created, which penalizes you for getting married. Who does something like that? Well, the marriage penalty will be gone. So if you suffered from the marriage penalty, you will no longer suffer. And if you have not been able to get married because of fear of losing your benefits because of the marriage penalty, love will win. You'll be able to get married and not lose benefits. It's incredible great news. And with that, let's circle back to fourth stimulus. But first, when would fifth stimulus really take an impact on your bank account? You'd likely see this in around November in your bank account, the change of your benefits. And then the benchmark, of course, would come in December, the announcement, and arrive in January. Incredible great news. So now let's go back to fourth stimulus. Fourth stimulus has so many twists and turns at issue for it. But what's important to understand is it's a two-step, two-month, two-bill process where the president doesn't write the bills, and that the bill is currently being worked in the Senate subcommittees and House subcommittees to get it to the finish line. What's important to also understand is that when these subcommittees work on bills, they don't hold press conferences. They're legislators. A lot of these subcommittees are not very vocal organizations, are not vocal branches of the government. They just work and they don't hold press conferences. Some people want to hear press conferences every 10 seconds about stimulus packages. Not the situation. And a lot of people have asked, where has been that person talking about it, this person? It's different when the legislators are from the same party as the president. The president is the mouthpiece. But remember, even though the president is the one pushing the narrative to get fourth stimulus across the finish line and doing a very great job by saying, get it done day after day, it's important to understand he doesn't write the bill. The add-on for the stimulus checks comes from those legislators. The House members have the bill. The Senate members wrote the letter. And there's hundreds of Democratic legislators who have vocalized their position that they are going to add it, either in the legislative process when they're actually writing the bills or during the last 48 hours in the vote-a-rama. Remember, that vote-a-rama is the last 48 hours in the month of July when they get the bill to the Senate, where they make amendments. And those amendments would be where that stimulus check shows up. It's been a great big afternoon for you. And coming up in 2 hours from now is Evenings LA. Evenings LA will go over the big breaking details that happen across the land today that impacts your fourth stimulus. It'll also go over the other items at issue for fifth stimulus. But here's something very important that you need to know as a final reality check. Fourth stimulus checks are getting incredible support from both Republicans and Democrats, locally and nationally. Why? Because they understand stimulus checks are to get you caught up on your bills. Not getting support and likely going away for purposes of ending after third stimulus are the following items. These items are not at all at any account coming back under forced stimulus. They are the employment stimulus and the rental stimulus. They're not slated to come back, and I don't predict them to come back. So they are eviction moratorium and mortgage forbearance, the rental stimulus, not coming back. Also the rent stimulus, not coming back. And then finally, the unemployment stimulus, not coming back. PUA, FPUC, PEUC. At the moment, we don't see much of a push to bring it back. We did see the Ron Wyden plan, which is slightly different, that would not extend FPUC, but extend PUA, which is really not a supplement add-on. And in a way, it's perhaps not even deemed as stimulus. It's just a fixing of the unemployment system. Under the unemployment system, sole practitioners, gig workers, don't get unemployment assistance. They got it because of the creation of PUA in the first stimulus package. When the third stimulus expires, PUA will expire as well. So Ron Wyden's proposal is not unemployment stimulus. It's just fixing the unemployment system for sole practitioners. And with that, I look forward to seeing you on Evenings LA. I have big news across the board. Then 2 hours after that is late night crypto. And boy, my viewers are making fortunes. All the coins across cryptocurrency have been down over the last few days, but my picks have all been up, and up a lot. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70%. Viewers of my channel are doing very well. It's fun. It's easy. You don't have to buy. You could just watch and learn. And people are learning because I make it easy, breezy, and a lot of fun. You know how we do it. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. Let's head to a million. Also like this video, and if you're not become a member, consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. Stay informed, stay focused, and stay with LA for more.